Good morning, everyone. In the previous lectures, we have studied about the semiconductor materials, then semiconductor diodes, bipolar junction transistors, and field effect transistors. This is the last topic, which is operational amplifier. Today, we will discuss the topic operational amplifier, which is basically an integrated circuit, that is an IC. First of all, before starting it, we should know what are the features of a good amplifier, or what should be the characteristics of a ideal operational amplifier. As we know, the function of an amplifier is to amplify weak signals. Then the first characteristics is the voltage gain should be very high or infinite, so that smaller signals may also be amplified. The second characteristic is low output impedance, so that we can get maximum output current, because we all know I is V upon R. If the impedance or resistance is going to be 0, then we will get the output current infinite, so that the current gain will be maximum. The third important characteristics of any good amplifier is its input impedance or resistance must be as high as possible, because if the resistance is very high, the current is tending to 0, and the current gain is defined by output current upon input current, and hence the current gain will be maximum. This is the third most important characteristics of an amplifier. Then the fourth characteristic is high bandwidth. Bandwidth means range of frequencies. If the bandwidth is high, then smaller and as well as higher frequency signals may be amplified by our operational amplifier. The next characteristic is CMRR should be high or infinity. It is basically mismatch of two transistors, and it is defined by the ratio of differential mode gain to the common mode gain. It should be high. And the last characteristic is high slew rate. Slew rate is basically the rate of change of output voltage with respect to time. It must be high for any amplifier. In the previous lectures, we all have studied about the amplifiers. It is called here operational because it performs some mathematical operations along with the amplification. Hence, this amplifier is named as operational amplifier. Now we will discuss the block diagram of op-amp. There are 4 stages in the block diagram. The first stage is a balanced differential amplifier, in which two input signals V1 and V2 are applied, and their difference is going to be amplified by this stage. The second stage is the intermediate stage, which is basically dual input unbalanced amplifier, because here there are two inputs and we are getting single output, hence it is named as unbalanced. The third stage is emitter follower stage, which basically performs the function of shifting the DC level of the signal. The last stage is a complementary push-pull amplifier, which results into a larger output. This means this operational amplifier has been made up of 4 block diagrams of different amplifiers. Now we have to study the basic or general structure of op-amp. This is the basic structure. It has two input terminals. One is the inverting input terminal, which is denoted by negative sign, and the other one is non-inverting input, which is defined by positive sign. Here the number is 741 because it is an IC, hence it is named as or numbered as 741. V0 defines the supply voltage, output. Basically it is output voltage, and the supply voltage is plus VCC and minus VCC. It is all about the general structure of op-amp. Now the mode of operation. Op-amp generally works into two modes. One is the open loop and the other one is closed loop. If the input terminal and output terminals are not connected by any resistor, capacitor, etc., then it is called as open loop operation. And if the input terminal and output terminal is connected by any means, then it is called as closed loop op-amp. Now the basic definition about op-amp we have already discussed. It is an amplifier which performs some mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, etc. along with the amplification. That's why it is named as operational amplifier. Now the basic features of op-amp when it is to be operated as an amplifier. Here we have studied there are two terminals like inverting and non-inverting both, and their difference is to be amplified. From the characteristics we have understood that the voltage gain is infinite. And what is voltage gain? It is the output voltage upon input voltage. So we have written here V0 upon VID. This VID is basically the difference of input voltages, which are basically V1 and V2. Hence VID is denoted as V2 minus V1, and it is to be going V2 minus V1 equal to 0. That means V1 equal to V2. This basic characteristic will be used in an infinite variety of applications whenever we use operational amplifier. So in this lecture we have studied about the characteristics of a good amplifier or ideal operational amplifier. Then we have discussed about the block diagram of op-amp. After that we have studied about the mode of operation. One is the open loop and other one is closed loop. Then we have studied basic definition of op-amp and its special feature when it is to be operated as an amplifier. This is also called as the concept of virtual ground, in which V1 is going to be equal to V2. I think after this lecture you will be able to explain about the basic definition, its various modes, its characteristics and virtual ground concept. In next lecture we will study about the inverting and non-inverting op-amp. If you are having any query in this topic, you can contact me at Zoom lecture which is going to be held 5 p.m. today. You can interact with me. You can raise any questions from this topic. Thank you very much.